The up-to-the-minute AccuWeather forecast.
Brought to you by Dr. Michael Vactor in Weight Loss North Pittsburgh.
Clouds and sun for this afternoon. There'll be a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around into the evening, high about 75. Patchy clouds, low 58 tonight. An afternoon and evening shower or thunderstorm tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 77. Still a shower or thunderstorm around Friday with a high of 81. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer on News Radio 1020 KDKA.
Make sure local area kids have the school supplies they need for back to school. It's KDKA's Crayons for Kids. If you'd like more information or if you'd like to donate, call the 84 Lumber Call Center right now, 412-353-1135. We'll be taking your calls until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Crayons for Kids on KDKA is a service of 84 Lumber and brought to you in part by Giant Eagle.
1:37 now on KDKA. Mike Pinsek here. My number is 866-391-1020. And I'm really curious to hear from folks in McCandless or around McCandless objecting to Walmart. This huge fight. You've been hearing about this. This has been going on now for days. And finally, last night, it was into the wee hours of the morning that the McCandless Council approved the Walmart Supercenter. And this fight is not over. So now they're going to court. And they got their attorney, these residents who are fighting Walmart, and they're complaining about traffic, and it's going to somehow impugn the integrity of North Park, which I don't even understand, because I ride my bike at North Park. I don't see how that supercenter at that shopping center, which is down the road and not next to the park, is going to affect the park, but that's what they say. So I'm curious about how you really feel. What's really the problem here with that Walmart? And then I want to share some stuff that my producer Jess and I found online today. Just a couple of brand new pieces of information about Walmart that you may find surprising, depending on which side of this issue you're on. Dennis and Moon, I want to take his call. Dennis, what do you want to say about this?
No, I think this whole idea of opposing Walmart is ignorant.
Why?
And I base this on the fact, I go back when I was a teenager in high school, and I used to work for the A&P, Atlantic Pacific Tea Company. You may recall that company.
I've heard of them. I don't think they exist anymore.
Yeah, no, they're gone. Yeah. I think Giant Eagle took them over. But they sell their brand 8 o'clock coffee.
Okay.
But make a long story short, in New York at the time, in the 60s, you had Grand Union, King Cullen, and Associated, and then Pathmark came in eventually, which became the first.
Okay, well, what's the point here, though?
No, my point is, where my store was, it was like a supercenter, one of the first A&P types. And right across the street, the Grand Union, our main competitor, was across the street, and King Cullen was 2 blocks up, and the other one was...
Okay, that's great.
But it intensified consumption. People overwhelmed the stores.
Oh, so you're saying it was actually good for competition?
Yes.
Good for business.
Brought in more business.
Ah.
The competition.
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, because I look at, that's a great point. And
the competition brought in the traditional, like my family grew up in A&P in Washington Heights. And then I used to work in that store, and I moved to another store when I was in high school. And you see what it is, you have family loyalty to stores. What stores are lacking today is loyalty to a chain.
Okay, all right. I want to move on here. I think your point's a very interesting one. That this could actually be good for business. I'm thinking it made me thought of the city of Pittsburgh instead of looking down your nose at it and being snide and snarky as he was wont to be on all kinds of things. Anyway, point is, in Cranberry we got a Supercenter, Walmart. We got I think Kmart's still around. You've got Target. You got Costco. You got a huge new Dick's Sporting Goods store there. You got the Field and Stream store they put in there, and both of the big box office supply store, a whole bunch of stuff. And the place is just going gangbusters. And it seems like, maybe I don't see their bottom lines. I don't see their books. But, in that one little area, you got 2 Giant Eagles. You got one that's in Cranberry, that one, the little shopping center, whatever it's called. And then you have one in Seven Fields right down the road on 228. And you got the Supercenter, and you got Target. They also sell some groceries too, so you got competition for groceries. You got competition for big boxes. It's Target, Kmart, Walmart, Costco, which I love, by the way. So I guess if there's any loyalty whatsoever, my loyalty feels more toward Costco because I just love that store. But it's not the only place I shop. Oh, you got Best Buy there too. You got H.H. Gregg. I mean, they're all out there, and it's just booming out there. But with regard to this Walmart thing, I want to take this moment right now. I want to share some stuff with you because my producer Jess and I, we went online. We looked for just a couple of, we were looking for some economic statistics, possibly that kind of thing about Walmart. And here's what we came up with on two ends, opposite sides of the coin. Okay, so let's start with this one. You always hear that when Walmart comes to town, they destroy the mom and pop businesses, and it's terrible on wages, and then you end up with these minimum wage jobs. Well, this just published just the other day. This is Investors Business Daily or investors.com. Okay, hardly a week goes by without someone complaining about big box retailers destroying good paying jobs by driving out all the mom and pops. New research paper shows, if anything, the opposite is true. Well, listen up, you Walmart haters. Big box stores supposedly drive down wages when they invade a town is gospel, right? Wrong. It's wrong. Researchers at the Stanford and University of Michigan business schools crunched the numbers. What they found was that wages are actually much higher at big box stores than at mom and pops. Wow. Worker pay, in fact, rises markedly as the size of the company or the size of the store increases. Those with some college education, the researchers found, make 36% more at a Walmart-sized megastore than one employing fewer than 10 workers. Those with just a high school education do 26% better. A paper published by the National Bureau of Economic Research also found that workers who move from a corner store to a megastore do better financially. Someone with a high school education will typically get a pay boost of 19% by making that switch. What's more, big box retailers offer far more opportunities for advancement than do small ones, with pay supervisors and managers especially advancing. And for those who think Walmart pays humiliating wages, the average hourly wage for a cashier is $8.48, which is 17% higher than the minimum wage, and is just pennies less than the average barista makes at Starbucks. Assistant managers at Walmart make about $10,000 more a year on average than those at Starbucks. None of this touches, of course, on the untold amount of money that the bigger, more efficient retail chains actually save consumers every year. So you don't even factor that in. Upcoming, after we check traffic on the fives, there's a darker side. Well, I guess if you're a shareholder, perhaps it might be a darker side. And that one comes from the Huffington Post business section, and that was just published, as a matter of fact, today. And so I'll share that. So Walmart haters, stay tuned. There's something for you too. Okay, that's next.
Helping local area kids make sure that they have the school supplies they need for back to school. Join us. Call the 84 Lumber Call Center right now. 412-353-1135. Did you know that the average person has over 25 logins to their favorite websites? Join 5 million people using LastPass to remember their passwords. It's free, secure, and it'll simplify your online life. Visit LastPass.com today.
KDK traffic on the 5s powered by Bowser Nissan. They have a fire going on, a car fire, Gibsonia. Route 8 near North Pioneer. 2230, same situation there, eastbound between the Oakdale exit and down towards Parkway West. Watch for a car fire they're doing some work with on that road. And then over to the Parkway East, just a couple of brake lights to the tunnel. Still running in pretty good shape to the tunnels outbound. The approach gets a little slow heading up the ramp to the Fort Pitt Bridge. Parkway West often on some delays heading down the hill in either direction. And Parkway North up to speed. 28 is slow in that construction zone, heading up past the Heinz plant on the outbound side, and not seeing too much of a delay on 79. A little slow there at that off-ramp to 65 as you make your way down to Deer Run with that detour. AAA traffic on the 5s brought to you by LastPass.com. Our next report at 1:55 from the Longwood Oakmont Traffic Center. I'm Bonnie Diver, KDK.
How'd you sleep last night? Did you sleep good? I slept good on my sleep number bed. If you're having back problems, if you're tossing and rolling over constantly overnight, not sleeping well, you might benefit. In fact, I think you would benefit from a Sleep Number bed. Sleep Number beds is unique because it includes something called the dual air technology. It's built into every one of the beds. You're kind of sleeping on a cushion of air that you can adjust anytime you want. And each side is independently adjustable. And now, Sleep Number has added a new innovation. It's called the Sleep IQ technology. Sleep IQ sensors work with that dual air technology.